Hey, what's going on, guys? Jay Wood here again at Veteran Nerd Review. Getting ready to do another Marvel Legends review for you guys on the Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse Magneto. Very impressive looking figure, very pretty. I'm definitely impressed with the overall sculpt and design, even though it's a very basic, pretty much design pattern. It definitely captures Magneto. I love the look of it. And so, as usual, I'm going to get into the box first, then we're going to do some comparisons, and we're going to get into the figure. Alright, so we're going to remove him from his stand real fast. Put you down right there, Eric. Slide that to the side, step you back. Alright, let's take a look at the boxing here. So, pretty standard window packaging. From, I guess you could call it the olden days now, even though it wasn't that long ago. Maybe like last year, pretty much 2022, when we started seeing the end of these boxes. But yeah, X-Men's Magneto. Nice artwork on the side. Apocalypse's face at the top right there. Same artwork on the other side. Build-A-Figure is the Colossus from the Age of Apocalypse storyline, and that's the wave of the figures, wave 2. Okay, and of course, like I mentioned before, like the nice little comic book artwork right there. Bit of a read up right there if you want to read it, pause it now. And that's pretty much it going on for the box. Alright, same old, same old. Alright, let's get into some comparisons, shall we? I'm bringing this figure back. I have I believe this was the Build-A-Figure Apocalypse Wave Magneto from back in the day. See how those guys look together? And I did go ahead and get 2 of these guys just because I really wanted a Magneto for like a modern or just regular normal X-Men, 90s X-Men shelf, because they hadn't put out one yet. Been waiting on one, so I just kind of had to make do. And just to kind of show off you guys my customizing skills a little bit. I went ahead and cut his hair off, his beautiful locks from his helmet on this version. So now I can have a normal looking Magneto for my regular 90s X-Men shelf, and I have one for the Age of Apocalypse shelf. I can show you guys what I mean when I say that, because this Magneto comes with an interchangeable head, of course, the helmeted head. There you go. With his beautiful locks kind of like hanging out underneath his helmet. So of course these two are the same exact figure, and I wanted one with the helmet with the hair and one without the helmet with the hair. So since this figure is pretty cheap, like I mentioned before, the entire X-Men Apocalypse Wave figures have all been relatively cheap online. I went ahead and got 2. I'm thinking about getting a third just to keep in the box. Just to have one for resale value, keep it in the box, whatever. Then I have my hairless one, long hairless one, and I have my one with the hair. And I have my Build-A-Figure Wave, my previous Build-A-Figure Wave Magneto right there. There's the white one, and I think maybe a couple of other ones, other versions of them from like modern comic books. But come on, you need to have a Magneto in his normal, natural look from the comics and the cartoons. I mean, come on now. I think this captures it very well, the way he normally looks, as opposed to his Age of Apocalypse Wave self with the hair and everything. It kind of just throws it off. But I digress. Still a great figure all around. I love having him. Love having 2 or 3 of every character, of course. You know, with Hulks and Wolverines, I can't have enough. But of course, like figures like this, you know, you gotta have as many as they offer that you like. Your preference. And I'm gonna put him next to his wave mate that I've already opened and reviewed, Sabretooth. So yeah, this is one of his aces right there. A very big guy. This Sabretooth pretty much like makes everybody else look like almost dwarves compared to him. And of course you gotta compare Magneto to Wolverine from his wave, well, the previous wave. And just for good measure, bring back my custom Magneto and bring in a regular brown suited Wolverine. So you see how those guys look together. Not bad. Not bad at all. So you now have 2 different pairs from each universe or each timeline. And they work. So bringing these guys back out. And in the way of accessories, this Magneto does come with his own set of power effects. I like how they're doing like a purple effect thing for Magnetos now. The other one had like the glowing hands, purple hands as well, with the lightning kind of purple effect. This one has kind of like a Scarlet Witch, kind of like wrapping around effect for both hands. He comes with a set of open hands, grippy hands, and a set of down to business hands as well. And of course the head already took off his relaxed, letting his hair down look. But now, like I said, very great looking figure. Like I said, for Magneto, you don't really need much. You don't need to go overboard with like the sculpting and the too much detail and grit look or whatever, because he's an old man. He's a Holocaust survivor. Even though, like, right now he'd be like 90, 100 years old or whatever plus. But for comic book purposes, comic books, the X-Men comic books were mainly based in like the 80s and 70s and 80s and whatnot. So yeah, he would pretty much still have a little bit of energy, a little spry left in him. Be able to move around, get around. He'd be like maybe 60 something, 50 or 60 or whatever. But now, yeah, he'd be like in a wheelchair. He'd be a very, very old man. Anyway, time to get down to brass tacks and see what this figure can do. He does have this cape here. It's kind of just like hanging onto his neck and his shoulders. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off just for the review purposes, so it's not in the way, hindering anything. So yeah, it doesn't have a peg or anything like the other version has a peg in the cape to plug into his back. If you guys can see it, there it is. Yeah, has a plug into his back. Not this one though. This one is just hanging on his shoulders. Yeah. So we get down to articulation wise. Because of his beautiful hair, it does not look up very far. We can look down that far. Of course, pivot side to side, of course, motion. Not too much head tilt, just like ever so slightly. Shoulders move out that far, so pretty far. Get a good little range right there. You can go up very high. Of course, pivot all the way around. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows, but it's kind of moot point. It only goes like 90 degrees no matter how you try to play around with it because there's gauntlets right here. I haven't checked to see if those guys can come off yet, but feel like they can come off. Wrist swivel with up and down motion. Of course, it's kind of hindered because the gauntlet comes out on the side a little bit, on the side of his forearm. Kind of hindering his hands a little bit, but not too big a deal. And then here's a bicep correction. Waist cut right there. Gives him a nice little ab crunch. It crunches that far. Crunches this far back. So he gets a good little range right there. You can still move around for an old guy. Has a waist cut. Hidden behind this little purple belt deal. A little sachet kind of deal. They kick out that far. Don't want to break a hip or anything, because he's old. Kicks out that far to the front. So he gets a nice little, this is a Sparta kick. Upper thigh cut. Double jointed knees. And bend in that far. Boot cut right there. So this part right here spins around. Ankle pivot. Goes up. And he can go 10 toes down. So yeah. Pretty good articulation for the guy. I'm very happy to have him. Like I said, for the price point, I think he's still like $16 last I, searched Marvel Legends on Amazon. I saw him like scrolling by and he was like $16 or so. So yeah, if you can find him, go ahead and grab him. You may not, even just specifically not wanting an Age of Apocalypse wave of figures on your shelf, if you want a Magneto, like a definitive looking Magneto, I would recommend picking this guy up and just doing what I did here. I mean, come on now, if you're not even into the Age of Apocalypse storyline or whatnot, if you can find this Magneto for like $16 or whatever, I mean, what's the big deal? Just go ahead and grab him, cut the hair off on the helmet, and you have a Magneto that fits on all your X-Men displays. So yeah, definitely go pick him up as soon as you can. But yeah, he doesn't come with any Build-A-Figure parts for Colossus or anything. He just kind of comes with his own setup deal. He doesn't have anything for the Build-A-Figure. He's kind of like his own standalone character. Yeah, overall, grade A on this figure, especially for the price point. And as always, if you guys like this video, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share your thoughts, and I'll be getting to you guys with the rest of this wave here shortly. All right, that's it for me, guys. See you later. Take it easy.